Back in September, Andy and I closed on our very first home, and I cannot believe 6 months have already passed since then. And I've only taken you guys on a little bit of that journey. There's only been the empty-ish house tour and 2 renovation vlogs. There's been a couple of thrifting adventures, but so much has changed, and I really wanted to give you guys like a 6-month update while we're finishing up some of the bigger renovations, like the full kitchen renovation. And we've started to add a little bit of that detail work, which is what I'm so excited about. And that's like, oh, I have so many future content ideas. But anyway, here is the progress we've made in our first 6 months in our new home. So there were 3 major projects that we tackled first: the paint, the floors, and the woodwork. So this room was originally the previous owner's living room, and it was seafoam green, which made sense for them because they were a very like beachy vibe. But for us, it's going to be more of a cottagecore feeling, featuring this beautiful hand-painted cabinet that I recently thrifted. I'll link that video above. There was like a faux fireplace here that the last owners had put in themselves. It was like never at one point in time like a real fireplace. So we demoed that to make room for more storage. And again, that's where this beautiful piece is now. I love it. We did try to get it up the stairs, and I think I might have broke it a little bit, but it looks so good here, doesn't it? Now, this hand-painted cabinet was my favorite thing in the house until last weekend when my dad dropped this off. Ta-da! Stop shaking. Ta-da! We were gifted this wooden panel door, and my dad found a way to attach it to the original closet door that's here. And this is my new favorite thing in the house by far. And the green that's in this panel matches the green in the living room. Incredible, amazing. It's like a little more like old world than like the cottagecore feeling. Anyway, so this is my new favorite thing in the house, but moving to the living room now. Originally, this was their dining room and it was white, and obviously we painted it green, and the aspirational vibe in here is very much like dark academia or whimsigoth, and I really just want it to look like mayhaps a wizard sells potions out of one of the windows in his spare time. My mom gifted us this Tiffany lamp that she also thrifted, and once again, we just want to fill our house with as many thrifted and gifted things as possible because they're so unique and cool. So after all of the walls were repainted, we moved on to refinishing the floors. They were, when we first moved in, this kind of a teak color. They were a little reddish, but my cousin who flips homes, he identified the floors as this kind of, I think he called them heart pine. It's this kind of pine that they don't make floors with anymore because it comes from like the middle of the tree, and there just aren't trees mature enough in this species of wood to make the same kind of flooring out of. So this is very special and very unique to the home. So when we had the floors redone, they were sanded down and not stained over. They were just kind of given that, I think it's like a polyurethane, like whatever the finish is that goes on top of the floors. So every plank is the like original true color, and every plank obviously is very unique and different from each other. Some are dark, some are this like potato bread color, some have this like really interesting grain going on. They're so beautiful. Pay no attention behind me. So when we had the floors sanded, we got the treads done as well. Oh my God, I'll actually include the before and after picture of the landing here. Isn't that nuts? So the treads are taken care of, but the little, I think they're called risers, were not. So we're trying to find a way to replace this that's going on. And of course, the third major renovation is the fact that we sanded all the wood down. When we moved in, we were told that originally at some point in time, all of the millwork in the house, all the beautiful woodwork was painted this peach color. And the previous owners had like really put a lot of sweat into trying to get it off with a heat gun, but they never like finished the project. So when we moved in, they gave us the heat gun and we finished the work. We spent countless hours. I was going at it with the heat gun, trying to get the remaining paint off, and then Andy was behind me with the sander. So this is the raw wood now, and once it's a little warmer and we can like open all the windows and ventilate the house out, we'll go in and like finish it properly with like a polyurethane or something. But honestly, the raw wood looks really good for like the cottagecore vibe, but I do want to refinish it. So that's like the third major thing that happened. But all of the wood It's looking so much cleaner and better now. If you're interested in how I used a heat gun to remove paint from wood interior, I have a whole video about that here. Okay, now as we enter the kitchen, originally, there was a fridge originally right here, and I hated the feeling of walking in immediately to a big wall. So in my quest to just move the refrigerator, we ended up doing an entire kitchen renovation. So originally it was like, oh, I'm hungry, ready for food, entering the kitchen. Ah, wall, big refrigerator, ew. Now it's like, whoa, look at all this space. And I get to turn and enter the rest of the kitchen. And as mentioned in the beginning of the video, there is going to be a whole dedicated kitchen renovation video. So don't worry, stay tuned for that. I won't get too in depth now, but it's a very small kitchen. It's a galley kitchen, and for the sake of transparency, I am redoing the pantry that's right here. And the polyurethane still needs to sit for 3 days before we can move everything back in. So everything that was in our pantry was on this counter, and that's only half of it. I moved some of it so that you could see our beautiful, gorgeous countertops that I'm obsessed with, but that's, you know, real life. That's how we've been living for like 2 weeks while I've been redoing the pantry, is just with all of our things out on the counter, and it's messy, but that's the reality of living in a home renovation. Also, when we moved in the day after Thanksgiving, the kitchen wasn't ready until literally the day before Christmas. So we went a month with just a mini fridge and some shelf space in the living dining room area over there while this was under construction. We lived like that for a month, like we were in a college dorm again, which was like kind of fun, kind of like camping, but glad to have a real kitchen now. Major things I want to shout out about this space are, number one, again, our gorgeous quartzite countertops, and that whole story will be in the full kitchen renovation video, but I originally wanted like an all black kitchen. I wanted black cabinets, but they were like literally triple the price. So unfortunately I have white cabinets, but also the beadboard ceiling, my dad did all by himself. He put up all of the beadboard here. We filled in this window behind my shoulder. That was originally a window. We filled it in for privacy and for storage space, and it was my mom's brilliant idea to turn it into a spice rack. So that's what that is. I have been working on digging out this transom window. I just succeeded. So now I have to finish, and I used the heat gun and all of this wood recently, uncovering the wood. So we have to finish sanding in here, sanding the wood, and I have to finish painting. Originally the kitchen was this avocado green, which is like fine, but it's not gonna stay avocado green, you know what I mean? Aside from the pantry, the last two remaining like big projects for the kitchen are backsplashing. We're gonna DIY the backsplash, and in this space, I thrifted a, it's like, they called it a bookshelf. I doubt that's what it was. I don't know, maybe it was a bookshelf, but let's just call it a bookshelf. I'm gonna turn it into a vertical dish rack for all of our dish storage. So that's gonna go here on this wall, over here. And we're actually not gonna go upstairs. I'll save you the trip. It's all white and it's all pretty bare and basic because we've been so focused on getting like the living space, like the public facing space in order, because I really wanna have a housewarming party. I wanna start having friends over, and I just want everyone to be really comfortable down here. So major updates for the upstairs are that, again, all the walls are white, but also, if you remember from our house tour, the ceiling in the middle bedroom upstairs was all sorts of messed up looking from old wallpaper glue, and we painted over it, so now it's nice and white and fresh. So those were the big projects that were done, and now, like I said, we have a lot of detail work to get to. Like, I ordered this light switch cover, and I'm just so excited to get to all of the little fine details that make a house a home, or at least a well-designed home. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited to show you guys the finished versions of all of these big projects we're working on, like the kitchen. My dad really wants to tackle waterproofing the basement sometime soon. I want to redo the garage because I want to start trying to refinish furniture in the garage. So yeah, there is so much coming. There's so much in store. I'm sorry I was sick for a bit. I couldn't post for a while, but I'm back now. Love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.